For this week's SMTV News, the shooting that took place in Birmingham, Alabama last month has stirred opinions on gun laws and permissions. More on the top of the show.
No one fights alone is the mood, and pink is the scene here at Town Square Park. Coming up in just a little bit, I'll tell you just why. Yep, that's right. We got a pretty exciting episode for you. All of that and a little bit more. SM2 News for Thursday, October the 17th starts right now.
From the Chuck Scarborough Television Studio on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, this is SMTV News. News you can use.
Hello, USM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kennedi Drake.
And I'm Bethal Miles. We'll get right into it with our top news stories. Here at USM, students have mixed emotions about gun control.
Students are concerned if the age requirement to purchase a gun is sufficient after the Birmingham, Alabama shooting that happened in September.
Our very own Kennedi Drake talked with students a little bit more about how they feel.
I'm Kennedi Drake with today's Just a Minute report. Students have a few concerns about gun laws in the state. Most students at the University of Southern Mississippi feel safe on campus, but after the Birmingham, Alabama shooting in September, they're wondering if they're safe outside of school grounds. With Birmingham being just 3 hours away from USM, students feel uneasy about the situation. Now, the discussion of gun laws is on the front of students' minds.
I know a lot of people love to mention that it's not the gun that's the problem, it's the person. But a lot of these people get this way after having a gun because it twists their mindset of like, my power.
Just 9 minutes down the road of USM is Pawn Shop Plus. The store sells a large variety of guns and ammunition. The store owner says there's a critical process people must go through to buy a gun. One of Mississippi's gun laws is an individual must be 18 to buy a rifle and 21 to buy a long gun.
Mississippi's got the most common sense state laws compared to other ones.
One student thinks the current gun laws are difficult to trust because
I think it's hard to discern whether a person is buying like a gun for hunting or for other purposes, just because like people obviously lie.
USM students hope for more sustainable gun laws to be set in place so they can feel safe outside of the university. I'm Kennedi Drake reporting for SM2 News. It's October, so that means you'll be seeing a lot of pink, along with Halloween and fall. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is finally here. Pink Monday is an event to bring awareness to early detection. Bethal Miles was in Town Square with some resilient friends.
Have you ever wondered what resilience looks like? I come to find out it's a park full of pink and a woman in a shiny hat with a wheelchair.
I am a two-time 37-year breast cancer survivor. Praise the Lord. And I honor breast cancer survivors. I let them tell their story. I have doctors and nurses tell their story. And it's just a time where you can come out and just celebrate with family and friends.
11 years ago, Miss Rogerta started selling shirts in order to get survivors like her bras and other things like prosthesis. Miss Rogerta plans for Pink Monday to keep women curious while bringing community awareness.
Get your mammogram, do your breast self-exam, and get your annual exam. That's very important. That way you'll know, what's going on.
Life with the illness is a journey.
Right now, I'm on another battle with cancer. I'm battling multiple myeloma, which is bone and blood cancer. So I finished 30 rounds of radiation. Now I'm still doing chemotherapy.
And still, she continues to speak positivity into others.
Don't give up. Stay in there and fight. And if you need somebody to talk to, call me.
At the same time, reminding them, no one fights alone.
If you done got diagnosed, you can't do it by yourself. You got to have some support. But I'm here for anybody that needs it.
Witnessing true strength and surrounded by pink in Town Square Park. Bethal Miles, SM2. let me just say, from my auntie having breast cancer to another person in my family, it was a real pleasure to be out there at that event. Now, USM is looking through graduation rates in different majors to see which majors will still remain active and which ones will be discontinued. The faculty and staff of the school is not happy, but SM2 reporter Nish Ranika has more on this topic.
The public universities in Mississippi review their degree programs to ensure they produce enough graduates in each major to keep the major active with the Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning. It happens on a rolling basis. If a program does not meet the IHL minimum, the university might have to sunset the program. Sunsetting of an academic program is when a university does not accept any more students in that major and discontinues the major after everybody currently enrolled in the program graduates. This typically takes place over 4 to 6 years. Students enrolled in the program get to fulfill all their requirements as mentioned in the degree plan requirements from their academic year. The university has doubled this number as its standard. For example, the IHL minimum for undergraduate programs is 18 students. According to the university standards, there needs to be 36 students. Dr. Douglas Masterson, the Senior Associate Provost for Institutional Effectiveness, explained that this is done as an extra step to ensure that no program gets into the IHL stipulation.
We want to be able to have no programs on IHL stipulation. And so the 36 is an aspirational number for our lowest enrolled program to try to achieve so that we don't have to worry about these programs ever being on stipulation at IHL.
Most faculty of Southern Miss share the sentiment that the change was not at all faculty-driven and that faculty should have been heavily involved in this decision. They also do not agree with the doubling of the numbers and think that the numbers are seemingly pulled out of nowhere. Dr. Jeremy Scott, the president of the USM chapter of the American Association of University Professors, explains that the faculty was not involved in the decision.
We're worried the faculty are not driving this. We're in the back seat and the provost office is just telling us what's happening. And we're concerned about these metrics that they just pulled out of thin air. Like, we understand there's a state minimum requirement, but why double that minimum and make that our metric minimum?
On October 2nd, some faculty wrote a letter to the president, Dr. Joe Paul, which expressed that they did not think the current degree review is faculty-driven. Almost 40 professors signed the letter. The Faculty Senate also voted overwhelmingly on Friday, October 4th, that they lacked confidence that the program review process has honored the letter and spirit of shared governance with the faculty, with 28 voting no, 3 yes, and 3 abstaining on the decision.
Yes, it's a little scary to hear that certain majors are being discontinued, but no need to fear because the decision hasn't been completely made yet. Now, moving on, Southern Miss celebrated 50 years of University Forum with alum Kathleen Coach. SM2 Suvi Lama has more on the story.
USM celebrated the 50th anniversary of its University Forum series on Tuesday, October 8th. The event, held at Bennett Auditorium, featured alumna Kathleen Coach, a former CNN correspondent, as the keynote speaker.
The University Forum is the premier speaker university series. And so we're able to bring so many individuals to campus that people would not be able to see or meet otherwise. And the fact that we can do that for our community and potentially change lives and have them be a part of conversations that they might not be a part of otherwise is always exciting.
University Forum allows speakers like Coach to share experiences and for students to ask questions. Coach recounted early college days as an editor for the student prints and later reporting for CNN.
It brings exciting speakers from across the country to our students and to the community. It's a chance for folks to hear from speakers that otherwise we just wouldn't get to see. It's typically something that creates a lot of enthusiasm, both with public and with students. And over the years, we've just had so many wonderful speakers that have had such an impact on the entire university community.
Coach discussed her coverage of Hurricane Katrina's impact on our hometown of Bay St. Louis. The event concluded with a celebration of the University Forum's 50th anniversary. This is Suvi Lama for SM2.
Yeah, Suvi always does a great job with these stories, but have no fear, we also have a returning face in just a little bit. After this commercial break, we'll have SM2 weather report and our flash news briefing. Don't go anywhere.
If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke. Because you know what you feel on the inside
isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy,
find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
Seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Welcome back to SMTV. I'm Rachel Brox, your SMTV weather reporter. Now, let's start off with today's weather. The high is expected to be at 71 degrees with sunny and clear skies, and the low will be at 41 degrees. Now, those fall temperatures are finally starting to make an appearance, y'all. I know y'all are glad that it's cooling down. So, along with these cooler temperatures, it's going to be sunny all day. Now, onto our 5-day forecast. For our forecast, Friday starts us off with a high of 75 and a low of 47 degrees. Saturday's high is also going to be hotter than that. It's going to be at 78 degrees for the high, and the low is going to be 49. Now onto Sunday, it's going to be a little bit hotter at 81 degrees, and the low will be dropped down to 50 degrees. Now Monday is going to have the highest temperature at this week. It's going to be at 82 degrees, and the low is going to be at 52 degrees. Now this entire week, there's going to be nothing but sunny and clear skies. And so that also means that the rain chances are going to be very low this week. So looking at rain chances, Friday is going to start us off at 2%, as well as Saturday. It's going to jump up a little bit at 4% for Sunday and drop and stay at 4% for Monday. Now, with those low rain chances, that means that it's going to be very sunny this week, so there's no need for an umbrella. Now, thank you so much for tuning into our SMTV Weather Report. I'm Rachel Brox, your SMTV Weather Reporter. Now on to more news with Kennedi and Bethal.
Thank you for the weather report, Rachel. It's so awesome to have you back in the studio with us.
Yes, it is. It is great to see a familiar face back here with us. But now it's time to bump over to Flash News Briefing. Hattiesburg is facing a lawsuit over the use of controversial technology. This technology allows a camera-assisted radar gun to help police officers with speed enforcement. The federal lawsuit was filed by a citizen who said they were not driving the vehicle at the time in the location that was listed on the citation that they received. The citizen also said their legal team wants an injunction to stop the ticketing practices.
A Mississippi Attorney General agreed with Idaho in a new abortion lawsuit. Attorney General Lynn Finch filed another brief that supports the argument that strict abortion bans should deny emergency medical care to pregnant women if the care involves an abortion. 19 other states now stand with Mississippi, according to the newest court filing.
Kamala Harris proposed a new suite of economic policies on Monday that aims to support black male business owners. Harris wants to offer the Opportunity Agenda for Black Men, which includes 1 million fully forgivable loans to black business owners. Harris also proposed to legalize marijuana nationally for recreational use and ensure black entrepreneurs have access to growing cannabis. The policy even protects investors in a digital currency.
We still have SM2 Sports and Community Calendar left in the show.
Don't go anywhere. As Kennedi says, grab your popcorn. SMTV will be right back.
Day to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
you going to wish for, Grandpa?
Don't just wish you had taken care of your hearing loss. Take action today. Visit actnow.hearing.com to learn the signs and find an ASHA-certified audio.
It may sound funny, but hearing actually happens in our brains, not our ears. Our ears are like mail carriers that deliver sound, so our brains can figure out what's going on. So what is going on? Well, it's pretty simple. When our ears work better, our brains hear better. And that's a happier thing. Like Happy Dance Happier.
Hearing loss puts you at greater risk for dementia. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked.
Hello and welcome back to SMTV. I'm Emily Blue, here with this week's community calendar. The Lucky Rabbit Spooky Shopping is still going on this Friday at 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. So that being said, if you haven't gone yet, then you should make plans to visit on Friday. On Saturday at 7:30 a.m., the Fuel to Fight Cancer 5K and 2-mile walk will be held at the Forest General Cancer Center. The USM Homecoming Parade will also be hosted on Saturday at 1 p.m. So don't worry, there's plenty of time for you to recover from the run and tailgate before the game. The HAC Drum Circle has a performance on Tuesday, October 22nd from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. outside the Heritage Music Park. The event is inclusive, so bring something to drum along with. This community is so wonderful to be a part of, and especially during homecoming weekend. The town is filled with so much energy. That's it for your community calendar update with me, Emily Blue. See you next time, Southern Miss.
Walmart.
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 Easy, that's Walmart.
That's Walmart. Nokia.
Nokia?
That's Nokia.
Nokia.
Nokia. Nokia. Nokia. Lamborghini or Ferrari.
I know that's a car brand. I don't know what it is though.
Porsche. No, Lamborghini. No.
Ferrari.
Ferrari. It's a car.
No clue.
American Airlines.
Delta. American Airlines.
Delta or American. Is it American Airlines?
That's American Airlines.
American Airlines.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No clue.
Boeing.
Pass.
No.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Is that for the New York Times?
No clue.
Neither. Times, New York.
New York Times.
New York Times. New York Times.
Is that OneDrive?
Oh, that's like iCloud. Outlook? No, Microsoft. Word? No. Cloud, right?
iCloud. Is it the cloud?
Oh, Chanel.
No clue.
Chanel.
Gucci? I don't know what that is. Is that Coach?
Chanel?
Good afternoon, Golden Eagles. I'm your SMTV sports anchor, Gabe Calhoun, and we have a loaded, packed sports segment for you. Let's get right into it. Started off with football. Our Golden Eagles went on the road to face the ULM Warhawks. The Golden Eagles entered Warhawk territory looking to bounce back from their home loss to the Raging Cajuns. Unfortunately, the football team suffered another loss, losing 38-21. The Golden Eagles will be back in action this Saturday to square off against the Arkansas State Red Wolves for their homecoming game. The game will kick off at 6. Now checking in on what's going on between the crossbars, our Lady Golden Eagles found themselves in some tightly contested matchups this last week. Last week, the ladies managed to tie all 3 of their games versus Coastal Carolina, Marshall, and Arkansas State. The Lady Golden Eagles will be back at Marshall Bell this Sunday to play host to the Troy Trojans at 1 p.m. Now over to the court to see what volleyball's been serving up. Our Lady Eagles are coming off a split series against Louisiana Lafayette. In the series, the Eagles lost their first matchup, but managed to bring home the second one to split the series 1-1. The ladies will be back in action tonight versus South Alabama at the Southern Miss Wellness Center. Staying right on the court for our SMTV Player of the Week is Miss Suni Shepard. Miss Shepard's second time winning the honor, as she's earned Sunbelt Defensive Player of the Week for her 7.11 digs across 2 matches against Lafayette. This has been your SMTV Sports Report. I'm Gabriel Calhoun. Until next time, Southern Miss. We have many professionals who work hard at helping students. Here's a special story on Miss Portia Granger, brought to you by our SMTV reporter and my personal friend, Micah Gibbs.
College athletes face many challenges. The long practices, heavy workloads in the classroom, balancing their social life, and performing at a high level on their respective fields or courts. But these are just the seen problems. What about the unseen? According to the NCAA, about 30% of college athletes struggle with mental health. Most universities have a specialist dedicated to make sure athletes are mentally ready to compete. Here at Southern Miss, we have Dr. Portia Granger.
Yes, my name is Dr. Portia Granger. I am the Director of Sports Counseling and Performance here with Southern Miss Athletics.
That weighs heavy, ladies. That weighs heavy. We may not feel like it sometimes, and I understand that. We came here to do a job. We came here to do a job. And we don't leave here until the job is done.
I received my bachelor's here at USM. My bachelor's is in psychology. While I was here, I was also a D1 athlete. I ran track here. I triple jump. I ran under Coach Wayne Williams, and Coach Greg Stringer was my jump coach. I hit a rough patch during my junior year where I sustained an injury that I couldn't necessarily bounce back from. So I wasn't able to contribute to the team as well as I've been used to. So I had to call it a wrap my senior year and figure out how to be a non-athlete student. That adjustment was very difficult for me because I had been an athlete all my life. It was attached to my identity, actually. And I didn't have the services that I provide for the athletes now, and I wish I did. I firmly believe that performance, physical performance, is contingent upon your mindset, your mental toughness, if we should say. If you don't take care of your mental, it could impact your physical and leave you more susceptible to injury. Or it can exacerbate the injuries that are already there, making it more difficult and prolong the healing process or recovery process. A lot of times people get in their heads, basically. When you get in your head and you start to spiral, you're susceptible to more errors. Errors lead to injuries. It's just a whole downward spiral that happens if athletes don't learn how to adjust and cope prior to competition, prior to practice, prior to play. So that's why I'm here, to be proactive with the athletes. But I get a lot of athletes who have already suffered and now they're wanting to get something done about it.
Are you really ready right now? No. Right? Right. Because think about the challenges that are coming up for you.
When you get the media coverage that we get here, you don't just get the pressure that you put on yourself, you get pressure from people you haven't even met. You know, fans can be really brutal. Fans can be really brutal. People who probably have never even gone to college can be really brutal, not understanding that these athletes are emerging adults. They're still 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Williams at Bama is 17, right? So still pretty much late adolescence, going into emerging adults, still trying to figure out life. They're in a very transitional stage in their lives. They have to figure out life outside of sports, on top of be able to perform so that they can be the best in their field or the best at their school or in their division. It's just a lot of pressure. And I really would like for the public to understand that these are not robots. Athletes are not robots. They have feelings. Whether they show them or not, they have them, and they deal with them different ways, and you'd be surprised how we don't deal with them and what kind of impact and consequences there are as a result of that. So I definitely think pressure is the biggest one.
Now on to our next box office hit.
Welcome to SMTV Cinema. A sequel to the horror movie is hitting screens this Friday. This new film, titled Simply Smile 2, focuses on a character named Sky Riley. Sky Riley is being forced to face her past and deal with the pressure of fame. Directed and written by Parker Finn, this movie features actors such as Naomi Scott, Kyle Gardner, and Rosemary DeWatt. This psychological horror is hitting theaters just in time for Halloween.
The movie We Live in Time has already been released earlier this month. However, it's definitely worth checking out. The romantic drama stars Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield as the two main characters, Alamut and Tobis. The film is receiving praise for the two actors' on-screen chemistry and for the directing. The two main characters meet through a surprising encounter and go through the trials and hardships of life together.
So that's all for SMTV Cinema.
Until our next screening.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode. Kennedi, how you feeling so far?
I'm feeling really good about the episode. I'm so glad we brought SMTV Cinema back because I've been wondering what movies are out.
Listen, I see all these different previews of Smile 2 coming on at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on YouTube. I'm up studying, unfortunately. It's really, really weird. It is a person looking at the camera like this.
Yes, that's terrifying, especially when you're about to go to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. And then I got this image in my head. So if they're trying to horrify people, they are doing exactly that. Listen, guys, thank you so much for watching SMTV. Make sure to visit our social media pages, like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Southern Miss Student Media. If you'd like to submit a news tip, email us at sm2news@usm.edu.
Also, if you would like to advertise with SM2 Media, please reach out to Jason Beverly at jason.beverly@usm.edu. You can find all of these stories and more on our website, sm2media.com. That's it for Southern Miss TV. Thank you so much for joining us, and remember to tune in to our next newscast. Always remember, Southern Miss to the top.